What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we're going to talk about the deleted scenes from The Last Jedi. So, I wasn't planning on talking about this, but someone in our comments mentioned it, and I genuinely read all the comments. And so, I appreciate any ideas that anyone is willing to throw my way, and I will do my best. If I think it's somewhat quality content, I will do my best to bring it to you. So, The Last Jedi deleted scenes. Clearly, I've been very vocal. I'm not buying the movie. I didn't buy the movie. I found it on YouTube. I'm assuming I watched all of the deleted scenes. I don't know. How many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 is how many were on the video I found. So I'm just going to run through I'll mention the title if I got all the titles right. And, I'll just give an explanation of what the scene is, and I'll give my thoughts on it. The first one I saw was the Finn opening, and that was the shot where basically it opens with Finn. The camera pans down to Finn in his whatever they wanted to call that thing he was in when he woke up. And that was a terrible opening for the film. Oh my god, like whoever thought of that needs to be fired, and it's probably Rian Johnson, so there you go. Terrible decision to try to open with that. So, no, absolutely not. I did like the opening we got. The opening we got was pretty cool, I gotta admit. Paige's gun jams is the next one. And I just noted here that it's irrelevant because Paige is pretty irrelevant. And that's how I feel about that. So, whatever. I mean, that scene had no real impact on me one way or the other. So, it's whatever. The next one is one we're going to discuss, and that is the Luke has a moment scene. This was something that I discussed on this channel when I read about it, and it sounded amazing when I read about it. This is the moment where basically Luke takes a moment to mourn Han, and then he has what is perceived to be a Force connection with Leia, is how it was described. And when I read about this scene, I was like, my god, that sounds amazing. Why the hell? Like, we got Rose to mourn for her sister, but we couldn't get Luke to mourn for Han. Are you kidding me? But with that said, this scene does not deliver at all. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cool to see Luke mourning over Han, but the execution, like most of the movie, is not there. So if anything, at least Rian Johnson is consistent from that standpoint. But this scene, when I read about it, I was like, man, that sounds powerful. And then I saw it. I'm like, man, that's exactly like everything else in The Last Jedi. So ultimately, the scene fell flat for me, and that sucks because I was really looking forward to seeing that. The next one is Poe is not much of a sewer, where he hands Finn his jacket back, and, you know, I guess because Finn, the back of it was cut by Kylo in The Force Awakens. Fine scene. It's whatever. Yeah, I mean, yeah, meh, whatever. That's good. Next is the scene with BB-8 and Finn, where BB-8 shows Finn the projection of Rey giving him a kiss on the forehead, and Finn's like, it's weird that you recorded that, but thanks, or whatever. Yeah, fine, it's fine, whatever. The next one is the caretaker sizes Rey up, where I guess it's just a little subtle look that one of the caretakers gives Rey, and then she tells Luke that they don't like her. Whatever, fine, yeah. Next scene, we're going to discuss this one a little bit. The caretaker village scene. This is the scene where Luke and Rey are standing on an opposite side of the island, and they look over where the caretaker village is, and it looks like they're being attacked. And then Luke starts telling Rey about if they're being attacked and how a Jedi should or shouldn't respond. And Luke is actually showing some passion. And Rey eventually doesn't listen to Luke, and she takes off running. And we hear Rey's theme, which I love Rey's theme. Rey's theme is fantastic because John Williams is the man. Rey is running across with her blue lightsaber, and it looks really cool. Like, it does look cool. And she's full blast. And in all honesty, like, if she was going over there to whoop some ass, that would have been pretty cool. But right on cue with Rian Johnson's movies, or at least his Star Wars movie, it's just a fake setup. Nothing really happens. And so she bursts in, and they're having like a little party or whatever. The actual village scene, I really liked. It felt like Endor. It felt like Star Wars. I really did enjoy that aspect of it. So that was cool. Then Rey goes and talks to Luke, and she expresses her frustration with how Luke was playing the joke, and then Luke was like laughing about it, and then Rey tells Luke like, our real friends are dying, and you're here out here, like, she doesn't say this, but this is my words, but she's like, you're out here playing practical college pranks. And it's just like, my God, how is this bad? How is Luke Skywalker, the man who refused his training with the great Yoda because his friends were in trouble, how does Luke Skywalker get to this point? This is so bad. It's so bad. Man, but at least that scene was deleted. I guess that's the best thing you can say about it, but Jesus Christ, so bad. Anyway, let's move on. These are going to be pretty quick, too. Rose bites Huck's hand. Okay, I'm a fan of any scene where Rose is deleted. So, good job. Rose, deleted scene, thumbs up in my book. Moving on. The Phasma Finn scene with the fight, we've all seen it because they put it on the Star Wars show, and yeah, you know, it's a good scene. A little cheesy, but whatever. That's not to say Star Wars doesn't have its cheesy stuff, and the biggest problem here is Phasma is a badass, and she got her moment, and it got deleted, and that's par for the course for what they're doing. Stupid. Moving on. Rose and Finn where they belong. Another deleted scene with Rose. Another thumbs up from me. Next, last but not least, is the Rey Chewie Falcon scene. That's when they're having the fight on Crate, and yeah, Rey and Chewie, the little moment. That's fine. I mean, that was a fine scene. Nothing bad, nothing good. It would have been fine. So those are my thoughts on the deleted scenes. I'm assuming that's all of the deleted scenes. If I can take one thing away from these deleted scenes, it's that I don't like this movie, and it doesn't feel like Star Wars, and I just don't like it. I don't like Rian Johnson. By the way, on this particular video on YouTube that I found, and I'll leave a link for this video in my description. It may be there when I put this video up. It may not. But I had to listen to Rian Johnson do his introduction. I would suggest fast forwarding past the first 30 seconds, I guess, so you don't have to hear him speak, because his face and his voice, it just makes me mad. But those are my thoughts on the deleted scenes from The Last Jedi. Unfortunately, they left about 2.5 hours of scenes in the movie that should have been deleted, but there's nothing we can do about that but continue to voice our thoughts. You guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.